Feel your sits bones on your mat. Maybe cradling your right hand into your left. Thumbs touching. Elongating your spine. Rolling your shoulders back. Dipping your chin to your chest just a bit to elongate the back of your neck. Relaxing your eyes, around your mouth, your jaw. Maybe resting your tongue at the roof of your mouth. And just focusing on your breath. Maybe while you're breathing, picturing your breath coming up the front of your body, up through your abdomen, through your chest, up through the crown of your head. And then on your exhale, coming through the back of your body, the back of your neck, your back. So your breath is coming in and releasing in a circular rhythm. Coming up the front of your body and exhaling from the back of your body. And then maybe while you're doing this circular rhythm of breathing, maybe pause when your breath reaches the top of your head for a couple seconds. And then release as your breath goes down the back of your body. And then pause. And then breathe in again, up the front of your body. Pause. And release down the back of your body. And then just follow this breath rhythm for a couple more breaths. Maybe while you're breathing, think about an intention that you'd like to make during your practice today. And carrying that intention throughout your practice. If you feel yourself drifting off or thinking about other things, just let those thoughts go and then come back to your intention. Take one more breath with a pause at the top and then releasing and then coming back to your regular breathing pattern. Maybe bringing awareness back into your body, letting your eyes open, rolling your shoulders back. We're going to meet our right ear to our right shoulder, and then left ear to left shoulder. Do that one more time, breathing in, right ear to right shoulder. Breathe out. Breathe in again. Left ear to left shoulder, and then release. Exhaling. And then let's bring it chin to chest. Really feeling the elongation in the back of your neck. And then looking up to the sky, releasing your jaw as you do it. And then we're just going to do little neck rolls. So bring your neck around, releasing your jaw as you come to the back, rolling to the back. And then breathe in, chin to chest. Breathe out, neck comes to the back, head comes to the back. Breathe in, chin to chest, and out, head comes to the back. Let's reverse this neck roll. Remembering to breathe with your movement. One more time. And let's come to a neutral position. Hands on your knees. And we're going to do a little cat-cow in our seated position. So breathing in, we're going to go into cow. And then breathing out, your belly button is going to come towards the back of towards your back. Shoulders to the front. Breathe in again. Cow. And then breathe out, cat. Breathe in. And out. Do a little, coming back to a neutral position. Let's bring our hands to the right. So you're going to stretch your hand to the right and then reach your left hand out with it. And then maybe releasing your neck, giving yourself a really nice bend or opening to your left side. And then let's crawl our hands to the front. Releasing your lower back. And then creep your hands over to the left side. Creating space in your right side. All right, let's come on up to our tabletop position. We're just going to shoot our right foot out to the back of our mat and pushing our heel towards the back of the mat. Stretching out your calf, your toes a little bit. Feeling the mat under your hands. And switch. So your left leg shoots out, really pushing your heel towards the back of your mat. Breathing in and breathing out. And let's push ourselves up into our first down dog. Do whatever feels good for you in this position. Anything ritualistic like paddling out. Maybe going on your tippy toes, and then releasing back down. Taking a couple breaths here. Allowing yourself to bend your knees if you like. That feels good. Pushing your hands into the mat.
Really feeling your backside going towards the back of the mat. And then find stillness here. We're just going to go into our first plank. You can go on your knees if that feels better. Just aligning ourselves up here. And then shoot back into downward dog. Let's just do that a couple of times. When we do this, let's try to feel like we're a wave. So we're going to come up onto our tippy toes, and then we're going to go into our plank like a wave, and then come back on our tippy toes into our downward dog. And then just do this a couple of times with your own breath. Breathing in, breathing out. One more time. And we're going to find plank. And then I'd like you to lower all the way down to the mat. Bring your hands by your side. Maybe release your head, your forehead onto the mat, giving yourself a little massage on your forehead. You can move back and forth. And bringing the tops of your feet to the mat. Maybe pushing the tops of your feet into the mat. Maybe pushing your pelvis into the mat. And bringing yourself up into Sphinx pose. And then releasing back down. And then bring your hands next to your side. And then we're going to come up into Cobra. And then releasing. I'd like to go over the up dog. So this is Cobra. And then when we do our sun salutation, sometimes I say go into up dog. And so that looks more like this. So you're bringing your whole body up. So it's different than Cobra where your body is down towards the mat. So let's just try that. Bring your whole body up so you're pushing your bottoms of your feet into the mat. Shoulders are down. And then release all the way down. Pushing yourself. Toes come together. All the way back into child's pose. And then up. All the way up into down dog again. Bring your right foot up into a three-legged dog. So your hips are stacking, you're bending your right knee. Breathing in and breathing out. Really feel the opening that you're creating, the space that you're creating in your hips. Breathing into those hips. Feeling the strength in your arms. We're going to swing this right leg right in between our hands. Come on down into a low lunge. So your knee is going to come down to the mat. And then really feel yourself in this low lunge. How does it feel? Can you sink down a little bit more? Bring your hands up into a V today.
So you're going to come into a V. Your heart is going to come up. And then you're going to give yourself a hug, left over right arm. So your body is still facing the sky in the baby back bend. And then release your arms again up into a V. Hands come back to the mat. You're going to swing yourself up into down dog. And then your left foot is going to come up. Your knee is going to bend. You're opening the space up in your hips in your three-legged dog. Pushing all that energy into the mat. And then swing your feet in between your hands. Releasing your right knee. Establishing yourself here, maybe sinking down a little bit more into the mat. Breathing in, arms come up overhead into a V. And then give yourself a hug, right arm over left. And gaze is still up, giving yourself a little baby back bend. And then hands come back to the mat. You're going to swing yourself back into down dog. And then walk your feet to your hands. So your first forward fold. So you're in a forward fold right here. Maybe grabbing opposite arms, bending your knees a bit. Swinging left to right. Releasing your arms and rolling up, hands overhead. Hands overhead and giving yourself really nice stretch. So your heart is coming up and back. Hands come to heart center. And hands come to your side into Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's just feel all four corners of our feet. Maybe lifting up your toes and then bringing them back down to the mat. Feel your body stacking your joints. Knees over ankles, hips over knees, tilting your pelvis just a little to the front of your mat. Engaging your core, rolling your shoulders back, dipping your chin just a tiny bit. Really feeling the energy shooting up from the earth to the crown of your head. Now we're going to bring our hands overhead, breathing in. We're going to go through our first vinyasa flow, breathing out, forward fold. Breathing in, halfway lift, so your hands can come to your shins. Breathing out, forward fold. Let's do that halfway lift just one more time, activating that core. And then coming down to a fold. Your right foot's going to come back. Your left foot's going to come back into a plank.
You can either come all the way down to the mat, or you can go halfway into your up dog. If you choose to do a cobra, you can go all the way down to the mat and then to a cobra, and then down dog. Let's bring our feet to our hands again. Bring your toes together. We're going to go into our chair pose. So sweeping your hands overhead. Make sure that you can see your toes. Wiggle your toes. How about bringing your hands to heart center? Giving yourself a little hug here. And then forward fold. Our right foot is going to come back into our first high lunge. So establish yourself here in your high lunge. Bring your hands into a V. Your heart is going to go up and back, giving yourself a little back bend. Let's go into warrior two. Squaring off your hips with the long side of your mat. Your knee is over your second toe. Pinching your shoulder blades together and activating your core. Your left hand is going to flip over, and then you're going to bring yourself back into reverse warrior. Really feeling the space that you're creating on the left side of your body. Let's cartwheel down into a runner's lunge. And then maybe bringing your right foot up to the edge of your mat. We're going to go into Malasana here. You can use the blocks if you like to sit on. If that's pushing your knees out with your elbows. Let's try to activate our core here. Maybe bring ourselves up just a little bit more, activating those legs, long spine. And then let's go into a forward fold. Maybe take your peace fingers and wrap them around your big toes and pull yourself down, elbows out. And releasing, heel toeing your feet to hip width distance apart. And let's bring the other leg back. So that would be your left leg, right? And we're going to go into a high lunge. Establishing yourself here. And when you're ready, you can bring your arms up into a V position. And then let's go into warrior two.
Your front hand flips up, and then you're going to go into reverse warrior. Reminding yourself to bend that front knee. Keep that front knee bent. And then let's cartwheel down into runner's lunge. Swinging your left foot forward into Malasana. On. And then thinking about the same motion of activating that core and your legs a bit, and bring yourself maybe up just a little bit more. And then let's go, hands go back to the mat, all the way up into a fold. Heel toeing your feet together, toes come together, and we're going to swing ourselves up into a chair pose. Maybe hands come to heart center. And then give yourself a hug with the opposite hand, arms. Folding forward. And bringing your hands overhead. And then to heart center. Forward fold. Halfway lift. If you'd like to jump into your plank, make sure that you're bending your elbows, or you can just step into it. Upward dog or cobra, into your down dog. Let's come into a three-legged dog one more time. Opening up those hips. And this time, your right knee is going to meet your right elbow, and then shoot it out. Knee to nose, shoot it out, and knee the opposite elbow, shoot it out, and then bring your hands through your feet through your hands, coming into warrior one. So your back foot is going to be at a 45-degree angle. Establish yourself here. You're going to come out to a V, and then we're going to go into eagle arms. So our left arm is going to come under our right. Breathing in, try to bring your arms up a little bit more. And then breathing out, bending over. So your shoulder is meeting your knee into humble warrior. Releasing your hands, bringing your left hand to the mat, coming into a lunge. So your back foot is going to face the front of the mat. And then you're going to come into a twist. So your right hand is up. Swinging ourselves up, using our core strength up into warrior two. And then bring your hands overhead, straightening both legs. And then back into warrior two. Again, straighten up, And then back into warrior two. One more time, up, and then back into warrior two. You're gonna meet your both feet at the front of your mat. Hands come overhead, breathing in, breathing out. Hands come to heart center. We're going to do this on the opposite side. So our right foot comes back into warrior one. Hands come up overhead. And then this time your right hand is going to come under your left into eagle arms. Breathing in, pushing those arms up and away from your body as much as possible. Feeling the energy in your legs as you do this. And then bringing yourselves down into humble warrior. So your shoulder is meeting your knee. We're gonna release our arms and we're gonna go into that twist. So our back foot is gonna pivot towards the front. Our right hand is gonna come down to the mat and left hand is gonna go up to the ceiling. Let's use our core strength to bring us up to warrior two. So your back foot is at a 45 again. Relaxing those shoulders. And let's straighten the legs, bringing the hands overhead. And then into warrior two. Straighten those legs again. Breathing in and breathing out. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. And then our both feet are going to meet at the front of your mat, hip width apart, hands to heart center. Down at Tadasana, maybe closing your eyes, feeling the mat under your feet. Breathing in, big breath. And breathing out. All right, we're going to do a little bit of a balancing pose. So really feel yourself established into your left foot. You're going to bring your right foot up to like a 90 degree. Let's bring our left hand to our knee and maybe give yourself a little twist, looking back. You can straighten out your right hand if you like. Whoa. And then bring yourself back, forward. And instead of bringing your foot down to the mat, maybe bringing it back into a warrior one. And bring your hands up into a V. Bring yourself into warrior two. And then straightening out those legs. So your feet are pointing to the front of your mat. You're going to put your hands on your hips and you're going to hinge down. So your hands on the mat. And we're going to bend our right knee
and maybe meet our right foot. Right, our hands are going to be in front of our right foot. So we're doing like a lunge to the side and then sweeping our hands over to the left. And then sweeping our hands over to the right while we're lunging. And then just do this a couple of times with breath. Sweeping your hands to the right and to the left. Lunging on each side, bending your knee. One more time. And then we're going to find stillness. Both hands are on the mat. We're going to bring our hands to our hips and then hinge up. And maybe finding our goddess here. So toes are going to go out. And we're going to sink right into our goddess pose. Knees are out. Torso is long. Maybe bringing our arms out to the side in our V position. How about giving yourself a hug here? Sinking down just a little bit more. And then straightening out your legs, bring yourself up into a V position. One more time, sinking down. And then opposite arms cross. Sinking down maybe just a little bit more. And then up into your V. And then meeting both feet at the front of your mat. Bring your hands overhead, breathing in. And breathing out, heart center. We're going to balance on the other side, opposite side. So establish yourself, root yourself into your right leg. Maybe bending your right leg just a little bit to give yourself more stability. Bring your left leg up into a 90-degree angle. Right hand on your knee, looking to the back of the room. Bringing yourself forward, and then mindfully bring your leg back. Oops, into warrior one. Hands come overhead. And then warrior two. And then we're going to swing ourselves to the back of our mat. You're going to bring your knee down. So we're in a low lunge. Hands come overhead into a V. You're sinking down into this pose. Maybe it feels a little bit different this time than the first time that we did it. Maybe giving yourself a hug here. Bring your hands to the mat. And we're going to go into a half split. So you're going to sit into the back of your leg. And then we're going to
come on up into a pyramid pose. So both legs are straight. We're going to halfway lift here, creating space in our abdomen, in our core, and then releasing. Releasing your neck. And we're going to pivot towards the long edge of our mat. Hands to our hips, coming all the way up, and then meeting at the front of our mat. Feet come together. We're going to do the other side. So our right foot comes back. Is that right? Or is it the other one? The other leg, whichever leg is your other leg. The knee comes down to the mat. Hands come up overhead. Breathing in to this pose. Giving yourself a little hug, opposite arms. Bring your hands to the mat. We're going to go into our half split here. Coming up to pyramid. Step with the other leg. Coming up to pyramid. Releasing your neck. Maybe coming to a halfway lift. Again, activating that core. And then releasing all the way down. Both feet meet at the top of your mat. Toes come together, and we're going to sweep ourselves into our last chair pose. Up, hands come to heart center, and we're going to give ourselves a little twist here. So right elbow comes to right knee, really pushing into your hands. Twisting out all the energy you don't want to keep anymore. Cleansing yourself in this twist. And switch sides. And then coming down to a forward fold. We're going to do one more vinyasa, and then you can do it on your own. If you choose not to do a vinyasa, you can just meet us in child's pose. When you're at child's pose, maybe giving yourself a little head massage on your forehead. Really feeling yourself sinking into this mat. Take a couple of really big breaths here and releasing. going to bring ourselves up into Inchworm. So you're going to keep your bottom up to the sky and you're going to inch your way down. Inch your hands to the front of your mat. Your forehead or your chin will meet the mat. And then let's bring our whole body down to the mat. Maybe resting one of your cheeks on the side of the mat. Breathing in and releasing out. Bring your hands to the side of your face and we're going to come up to Sphinx pose. So the tops of your feet are pushing into the mat. You're coming up to Sphinx pose. And then releasing. And then hands are going to be by your chest. Coming up to Cobra. Releasing those shoulders. And back down to the mat. Let's roll over. Roll on over. So we're going to do bridge pose here. So try to touch the backs of your feet here. You don't have to touch, but you just want your feet in that direction. Maybe bringing your knees. So they're not touching, but they're pretty close together. And then we're going to breathe in. All together and release. And then we're going to breathe in while we bring our pelvis up. Maybe bringing your shoulder blades together, dipping your chin. Continuing to squeeze your legs together. You don't want them to fall out, so squeeze them together. 1, 2, 3, and release each vertebrae at a time. One breath in and out. And let's do it again. Breathing in all the way up. See if you can push yourself up just a little bit more, or push your hands into the mat and see if that gives you a different kind of sensation. One, 2, 3, and release. Squeezing your knees to your chest, maybe rocking back and forth. Shooting your legs up to the sky, bringing your hands behind your legs. Maybe bringing them a little bit closer to your chest. Let's do a little point and flex here. And then squeeze your knees to your chest again, maybe rocking back and forth until you rock into a seated position. Ooh, my goodness, I just lost my headphones. We're gonna do a little twisting before we actually lay down. So bring your left leg, crossing your left leg, no, your right leg over your left. And then we're gonna twist our body. So your left arm is gonna come up and then you're gonna hook it over your right, twisting around. Your gaze is to the back of the room or over your right shoulder. So breathe in length and breathe out, twist. Switching sides. So your right hand is going to come up, hooking on to your knee. Breathe in, and you're looking over your left shoulder. Breathe in and release. Coming back to neutral. Knees come up. Hand comes out to the front, and we're going to release ourselves onto the mat, one vertebrae at a time. As slow as you can go. Oh, all the way down to the mat. You're going to do a reclined pigeon. Getting ready for Shavasana pretty soon. So right ankle goes over left knee. Maybe bounce it out a little bit. And bring your hands interlacing behind your left knee. Flexing your feet to protect your knees. Pulling your left knee towards your body and pushing your right knee away from your body with your elbow. Tucking your chin. Releasing and then crossing your legs like you're sitting in a chair, and then let both knees fall to the left side. You can bring your arms out to a T. You can gaze over to your right side. And then coming back, switching sides. So left ankle on right knee, maybe bouncing it out a bit. Grabbing the back of your knee, your right knee, flexing both feet. Releasing that hold, and then crossing your legs over each other like you're sitting in a chair, and letting them fall to the right side. Opening up your arms, maybe gazing to the left side. Bringing yourself back up. And this is your opportunity to do one or a couple last poses to get yourself ready for Shavasana. When you're ready, we'll meet in corpse pose. And I will sit up while you stay lying down, or if you choose to do Shavasana. Shavasana in a seated position, that is fine too. Find your breathing. Picturing this white light at the crown of your head, this brilliant, bright white light going through your body from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes, touching every part of your body. And as it touches your body, it releases any tension, anything that you're holding. As you're breathing in this white light. It's just radiating throughout your body. Feeling all the positive energy throughout your body. It's cradling you. Giving you peace of mind, peace. Just continue to breathe in this positive, radiant white light. Shavasana. Start to deepen your breaths, bringing awareness back into your body. Wiggling your toes, fingers, maybe shaking your head left to right. When you're ready, rolling over to one side of your mat, maybe using your hands as a pillow. And when you're ready, pushing yourself up into a seated position, hands to heart center, keeping your eyes closed so you can continue this peaceful feeling. Take a collective breath in, breathing out with our mouth open. One more time, deep breath in, out. Coming back to the intention that we made at the beginning of class and holding that intention throughout your day. Maybe bringing that peace and love and positive intentions that we created during this class today, and then just shooting it out to somebody that needs it or a group of people that need it. The light within me honors the light within you. Bring your thumbs to our hearts. Namaste.